This one is from Pro Football Focus. One trade or free agent acquisition for all 32 NFL teams before the 22 training camp begins. And they say the Browns trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. They currently have over $42 million in cap space. If Watson is suspended an entire season, the contract would toll, and he'd be on the books for only $10 million next year, meaning Cleveland no longer would need to carry that cap space into 2023. Makes the addition of Garoppolo even more reasonable. That all sounds fair, fine, and well. The thing that I would say about Garoppolo, and tell me if you agree or disagree, the Browns have a different offense now. I know it's a zone run scheme, but they installed an offense for Brissett, Watson, and I don't think Garoppolo necessarily is able to fit that role.
I see what you're saying. The only thing, and you're right, like this isn't what this offense isn't supposed to be built for Jimmy Garoppolo. I 100% understand that. I get that. The only thing that intrigues me, and I'm going to be honest with you, Dave, like I hate the fact that I've had to talk myself into this anyway, because I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Garoppolo. And like at the beginning of the offseason, there was the conversations of maybe the Browns go after Jimmy G or Kirk Cousins. And I was like, if those are your options, or it's bring back Baker, right? Like that's where my head was at. But with the understanding, again, with the Deshaun Watson suspension looming, whatever it's going to be, if it's a full year, I've come to this place where I'm like, this roster is just too darn good to punt on a season and just say, yeah, we'll just see what happens when we get Deshaun back next year. And if you're giving me ideas of maybe this guy, maybe that guy, Jimmy G, the one thing I'll give him credit for, like he's led some teams deep in the playoffs. He's gone to a Super Bowl before. He almost won a Super Bowl, if not for some sketchy and questionable play calling from Kyle Shanahan. So I think that at least that gives you the idea that this team is still going to have a chance, potentially, that they're still trying to win. They're not just punting on the season. That's how I've kind of talked myself into it. But even that idea, I don't love. It's far-fetched. I get it. But it's the one thing where I'm like, okay, if you at least bring in a guy like Jimmy G, you're telling me you're trying this season. There's a chance that maybe you can do something. Why not see what happens, right?
Yeah, and I'm with you. It's a guy that has won and has gone deep. He played in a Super Bowl, and I agree with you wholeheartedly about the roster. You can't. How can you look, a Jadeveon Clowney or one of those offensive linemen in the eyes and tell them, yeah, we're not really going after the Super Bowl. We hope to be fighting for the playoffs. I don't know that you can do that.